Peace party people. Welcome back to another episode where we explore the culture of hip hop and the stories that shape our world and touch our lives. Today, I'm diving deep into a serious and critical issue that has affected countless families and our community. We're talking gun violence. And this episode may invoke strong emotions, and I want to emphasize the importance of self-care during our discussion. You see, gun violence isn't just a statistic. It's a heartbreaking reality that devastates lives and alters the course of countless individuals. But before we dive in, I want to acknowledge that this topic can be very triggering for some listeners, especially for those who have been directly impacted by gun violence. So if you're listening and find yourself in need of support, please know that you're not alone. Resources are available for those seeking help. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available 24/7 at 1-800-273-8255. They have trained counselors on call, ready to provide you the support that you may need. There's also National Center for Victims of Crime, who are dedicated to offering the assistance and guidance for those affected by gun violence. Remember, your feelings are valid, and reaching out for help is a sign of strength. So every episode isn't about who's the greatest, who has the hottest album, checking over album reviews. Sometimes we have to tackle the issues that you might not want to talk about. So here at Peace Party People, that's what we're going to do. So I hope this episode is very informative. I hope you get something out of it. So sit back and enjoy the show. Hip hop, whatever you're doing, the community is watching. So do it well. Peace.
Party people, see you later, Peace 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 party people, see you later,
Peace party people. Welcome to the podcast where we intend to make the love for hip hop great again and celebrate the power and unity of hip hop. I'm your host, Mark the Artist Self, here to bring you some of the illest tracks, the dopest interviews, and the stories that make our culture shine. But unfortunately, today, we have to tell a story that's not so shining about our culture. And with that being said, I'm sitting here today with a young lady that I grew up with in the 757 area, and her story needs to be heard, and her movement needs to be uplifted. And that's where I come in with Peace Party People and my platform. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Dr. Sherry Watson. How you doing, sister?
I'm doing wonderful. How you doing today?
I cannot complain. There's no need to complain.
That's right.
Indeed.
That's right.
First foremost, I'd like to tell you, thank you for giving me the opportunity to have you on my platform to share your story. Because, as you know, Peace Party People, through our conversation we've had, it's about hip hop, but it's also huge about the youth and the community that we're from. So I'm a firm believer. I say it all the time. Whatever hip hop is doing, the community is doing. And so to sit here with you today and to get your story out and what you have been through, it's an honor for me to have you on my platform. So, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So can you share a little bit about your journey before we get into the moments that brought you to starting your movement? Tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, my name is, as you said before, Dr. Sherry Watson. I am from Virginia, Hampton, born and raised. Always loved my community. work in the community, helping the homeless, feeding the homeless, helping them with resources, and just striving to help the youth of the community to make a better life for themselves, make a change. And those who are on the right direction, keep them on that right track.
Right. Necessary. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna dive right into this, and again, ladies and gentlemen, peace party people. Um, again, I know you sit back and you listen to me, and you say, man, this is supposed to be about hip hop. Trust me, it is about hip hop. We need to stop the violence, not just in hip hop, but in our community and worldwide. And so we're gonna dive into the story. So first foremost, Dr. Sherry,
Yes.
can you share your son's story, what his passion was, and how his life and dreams was impacted by gun violence?
Okay. Son born November the 30th. Um, Young man, loved family. He loved cooking. And that's something we did all the time. Text each other, send each other text messages from different Instagram posts or Facebook posts of food that we saw. We would text each other the information. And then we'd take those recipes and kind of tweak them a little bit and make them our own recipes. And that's what we did daily. So, but he is a family person, very, very active. And when I mean active, he just like doing things like bowling and just family volleyball, anything the family do as a team. That's what he loved. He's a family person.
Let the people know your son's name.
His name is Daquan Stuckwell.
Okay. One more time, because we're gonna ring it out.
Daquan Stuckwell, or Harold Stuckwell.
I like that. That's the
Mhm.
okay. So that's what that brother was about. Okay. As a mother, has the experience of this profound loss, what has it done to you?
It has changed my entire world.
I'm sure.
It has changed my perspective on life. It has changed the way every area of my life has changed.
Yes.
What people don't understand when mothers and fathers and siblings lose a loved one
Mm-hmm.
is also trauma.
That's what it is.
It's trauma. And some hide from it because they don't understand that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But the trauma, if it's not dealt with, it creates anger and it makes grief even harder to accept. So it has really changed my life to the point where I'm just getting, it'll be 2 years this month.
Okay.
November 30th. He died November 30th
Okay.
at 11:26 p.m. on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And just going into this month, it's like the memories just keep ringing and ringing in my head because I actually stood there and watched the young man shoot my son.
And with that being said, again, takes a lot of courage for you to sit here and to relive that. And so I can't thank you enough for being the voice for Daquan. I can't thank you enough. And if you don't mind, can you share that moment with us? If you don't mind sharing that moment.
Not at all.
What led up to this senseless taking of a young man's life?
Well, this girlfriend made a phone call to the cousins because she needed a jump.
Okay.
And when the young man got there, he allegedly said that my son was over her talking.
Okay.
And he didn't never get out the car, he claimed, but he was like, oh, my son came over to him. He said my son allegedly closed the door on his leg, and so he shot him. He was afraid and all of that.
Mhm.
They were arguing.
Okay.
A senseless argument.
Mm-hmm.
He shot my son the first time, and my son looked down at himself like this and said, you shot me?
Like unbelievable. Like we just
What's going on?
we had disagreement here, brother. It ain't enough to do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as soon as he got the word me out, he shot him the second time, and I saw the life of my son hit the ground. And as a mother, we all have that natural instinct to nourish our children and do everything we can to, like, when they're sick, bring them back healthy again, give them the medicine. But to lay there, my son lay in front of me, and I'm kneeling down beside him and can't do anything to help him to give his life back was the most horrific time of my life.
So they're outside of your home?
Correct.
Okay. So take me to that day one more time. I apologize, but because now I'm like, take me back. They're outside. They have a disagreement.
Mhm.
You heard the disagreement?
No, not from the house.
Okay.
I didn't hear the disagreement as I was I was in the house, and my son's girlfriend, which is the boy's cousin,
Okay.
called me and said that my son was arguing with her cousin, and he wasn't the one to be played with. So I looked at my phone like, what's going on? Who is he and where did he come from?
Right.
Because it was just the two of them outside.
Right.
Excuse me. So I went outside, and when I got outside, the young man and my son was face to face. He was standing outside the car. But in court, he said that he never got out of his car. But he was standing face to face to my son.
Mm-hmm.
And they were arguing, and then he, like I say, he didn't turn completely around. He like reached around him, pulled out a gun, shot him the first time, then shot him the second time.
And you're at the door or you're on the porch?
I'm on the sidewalk facing them.
Facing that.
So as I'm walking towards my son to say, come in the house.
Right.
Y'all cut that out before they start fighting or whatever.
Right.
Come on in the house, Dada. And as I'm walking, calling my son's name, this young man does this to me. And I say to me because I'm affected by it.
Yes.
And so I paused because I was like, okay, did this really happen? You know, all this is going through my mind at one time. So I turn and I run towards my front door. I'm saying, Lord, please don't let this boy shoot me in the back of my head.
Right.
Because I'm a witness.
Right. Right.
So I get in the house, and the first thing I do is grab my cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't remember how to open my phone up.
Oh,
I couldn't remember my password. I was just...
Mine was all...
It was about a dark moment.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say dark, it was a dark moment. So I went back outside. When I went back outside, him and the girl was gone. So I'm just running in circles like I lost my mind. It was just oh, I can't even describe it. It was so I went back in the house again. I said, let me get a sheet or something to wrap my son to stop him from bleeding.
Yes.
So when I went back in the house, I could not find my linen closet.
So you had made the phone call to the police, or you still...
I don't even know if I remember even made it, but I know, you know what? When I came back outside with the phone in my hand, from my understanding, I did make the phone call because when I called, they said that someone was already on their way. So apparently somebody had already been called. Correct. So that's when I went back outside. And when I went back in again to get the, when I came back out the first time, they were gone. I went back in to get a sheet or something to stop a bleeding or anything. And I couldn't remember where the linen closet was. So I came back outside. I was like, help me, Lord. So I just went over to my son and I just kneeled down beside him. And I just prayed. And I just talked to him. And I just stayed there. And maybe about 2 or 3 minutes later, the cops came. Hampton Police Department came. And one of the officers, they got me up from kneeling down beside my son. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and he was gone.
I saw that second bullet take my son away from here. He was gone immediately from that second bullet.
Okay.
And what happened, it went in the side of his neck, they said, and it came out on the other side. And it hit his spinal cord. Mm.
So, you're a witness.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still in that hole?
No. No.
Okay. So being a witness, was the young lady ever apprehended?
No, never. Never.
So they never involved her in the whole situation?
Never. As a witness for him.
As a witness for him.
Correct.
Like a family member.
Correct.
So
Alleged family member, right? They haven't proven to me how they relate.
right. And the text messages, did you share them with the officers about her making a, hey, look, he's not to be played with, like?
Well, she called my phone.
Oh, okay.
She spoke to me and said that. Yeah. But I made that known this way.
Yes. So his defense was he sat in the car and your son approached him?
Correct.
Okay.
He never got out the car.
Okay.
And everything is public knowledge.
Yeah. And man, I wish we had a ring on that door.
I had on the front door and the back door, but I didn't have it on the side. And that's where it happened, on the side. And every day I kept saying I was going to get one, and every day if I only had that ring. But there was a ring across the street, and the detectives never went and subpoenaed that ring camera or anything.
Right. And so you go to court. How long did this trial last?
2 days.
Excuse me?
2 days. A day and a half.
And they come back with a not guilty.
Not guilty verdict. After submitting evidence that was not proven. In other words, the lining from his prosthetic leg, he said it was damaged. The rubber from it was raveled.
Who had the prosthetic leg?
The young man.
Oh,
the
shooter.
The defender.
Okay.
And it was raveled up real bad, like 2 pit bulls and one addict. And he said that my son closed his door up, his leg in the door, and it caused that to ravel. But they never allow a professional to come in to say that a door closed could do that much damage to that. Right. And then he said that my son told him that he was a big gang member and he had a lot of guns. That's hearsay.
Right.
How can you submit hearsay into court?
Right.
You're not supposed to. They never object to it.
Okay. That is wow. And I during our conversations leading up to our meeting today, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's insane.
I've reached out to lawyers all over to get to come back and bring this back to trial.
What has that been like?
Double jeopardy. And because double jeopardy, it can't be tried for the same thing.
Young lady we had spoke on, had she made any efforts or had they made any efforts to have a word with her? Did she play a role?
I believe she played a big role. And the reason why I say that is because I'm quite sure she knew her cousin had a gun.
Okay.
I'm quite sure she knew that. I don't know what was going on in her mind at that moment. I don't know what made her call her cousin, because I was there. I had a car. I could have jumped her. And if I couldn't, I could have got one of the neighbors to do it. So to me, it was a little suspicious, but I don't really question that. I don't get too deep into that. Right. But I believe that it could have been done a whole nother way if she had made the right decision.
Right. Huge role, because the connection between DADA and the young man. If she's not in that equation,
it never happened.
It never happens.
It never happened.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Understand that. Have you, after all of this, going to court, have you been threatened? Have you feared for your life? Has there been anything said or made you feel you were unsafe?
The day my son got killed, from that moment to now, never feared my life.
Okay.
Never been afraid. I stayed in that house maybe 4 months after my son's death. Never was afraid to go in and out the house. Wow. I was more being aware of my surroundings than anything from that moment on.
Right.
But not afraid.
Right. You have an older son.
I do.
Okay. How has he handled this tragedy?
Well, any older brother always considered himself the protector
Yes.
of the younger brother.
Yes.
And when you couldn't protect your brother because you wasn't home, that can bring a lot of pain.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So not to get too much into that.
I understand.
He deals with it on a daily basis. I would say that. Because they were close. They grew up together.
Yeah.
If nobody was around, it was them too.
That's right. So a lot of people have been affected by this.
Absolutely.
And then to have no justice, we'll say that has to be hard.
Oh, very much so. But I still trust in God.
I see the strength in you.
I still trust in God.
And I know where it lies. I know what you get. I can't imagine to have 3 sons. I can't imagine that moment that you experienced. And man, you know, and I don't know the young man, but what I would say to the people, we have to find ways to resolve disagreements. Because when you pick that weapon up and you squeeze that trigger, there is no coming back. There is no returning. You understand what I'm saying? So you can disagree with a man or a woman, but you need to have some skills to be able to, maybe you might have to take that L. You know, maybe what he or she said to you, come on, it's never that serious. It should never be that serious that you want to take someone's life. You have destroyed yours and Brother Daquan's life all over a disagreement, miscommunication. But again, you know, we are all human. We all have these moments. So with that, you know, I only can, my heart goes out to you. And again, appreciate you being able to sit here and tell that story and stay strong. And I know that thing, I know it burns. I'm a product of a single parent, so I already know that mother love for that son. I know what it is. You know, I live it. And yeah, man. Um, during difficult times, were there any support groups or resources for you that were provided to you after the tragedy happened?
There were a few provided to me. But at that time when it happened, I didn't accept it.
Understand.
I was dealing mostly with myself, trying to deal with the fact that this is real. And it took me a while to get to that point to recognize this has really happened to me. It's almost like you in a dream and you're just waiting for somebody to wake you up and see his face again.
Wow. So you'll never get over it. And being that you were actually right there to witness, what have you decided to do to, let's say, deal with your trauma, deal with your days where you may feel like you don't want to get up, you don't want to be active? What do you do?
Well, I think about another mother.
Okay.
And who have not yet experienced it. And my goal is to work with these youth in the community so another mother will not experience it.
Beautiful.
So I push past the pain to help someone else survive this senseless gun violence.
Okay. So that's a good lead way into my next question. We've had conversations, and what captivated me when I found out about the situation, I was on social media, and I saw you had a program, and it was P.U.S.H, push for DADA.
Correct.
And I didn't know exactly all of the details. You know, you hear a lot.
That's right.
And so I said, I'm going to reach out to you to find out what this is about, what happened. Because like I said, you hear things, but you don't know.
Right.
And that was another reason why I wanted you up here too, to set the record straight that this wasn't a drug deal gone bad. This wasn't a gang related situation. This was a young man and another young man had a disagreement,
Correct.
miscommunication. The other brother didn't know how to solve it
Correct.
and took DADA's life.
That's right.
So you started a program called Push for DADA.
Correct.
Please let us know what it means and what message you're trying to convey to the area.
Okay. So my original program is called Transforming Life.
Okay.
And from that, I pulled out Push for DADA after my son died.
Okay.
And Push for DADA stands for praying until something happened for DADA.
Beautiful.
But DADA, the word DADA is capitalized because it does not just represent my son, but it represents every child, every man, every woman who has fallen due to this Cicely gun violence.
Yes.
So I'm not just standing for my child.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing for all that's been affected.
Yes. Okay. And so this happened in 2023?
Correct.
Okay. And you started the program when
2 months after.
2 months after.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Have you received any a good response?
Oh.
I have.
Yes.
I have. Okay. Good. So it's okay.
Yes.
All right. So how has your understanding of gun violence evolved since the incidents? Your understanding of, people, you got some people that say, hey, it's not the gun, just the people. You got all these gun laws that we're always hearing about. How has your experience evolved now that you're a victim, you know what I'm saying, of losing your son to gun violence? Because at first, sometimes, this thing, a lot of things in life, we hear about it, we see it, but you say, it's not in my storefront, it's not my son, it's not my daughter. And that's typically a lot of people, they might not say it that way, but it doesn't set in until it's brought to your front door. It was literally brought to your front door.
Absolutely.
So how has your knowledge evolved now that this has been brought to you?
So actually before I was working in juvenile detention.
Okay.
And I was educating the boys on gun violence and different things like that, even though the majority that came there were related gun violence. I would talk to them and have different groups. I would do videos and films on different young men that's already incarcerated to just express to them their experience.
Right.
Hoping it'll change their way of thinking.
Right.
Um,
And so you was doing all this before the incident?
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
And that was in the
Juvenile detention.
juvenile detention. And how did that go over with the clients, the residents? So, yeah, the residents.
They were amazed, even though at first some of them didn't accept it. Because they thought, she just pushing this stuff on us, the negative. But when they saw how I delivered it to them, then they recognized I was more concerned. It was more passionate and love for them.
Right. And as that's being said, I said clients, but you call them
Residents.
And why do you call them residents?
Because no one's perfect. And they have an opportunity when they come out to make a better start. So right there, they're resigning for the moment, but it's not permanent. It don't have to be permanent for them.
Right. And so you took the liberty to say, I'm not going to call y'all inmates. That's right. Yeah, I'm beautiful. Okay. See, and to have that going on before the tragedy strikes, you was already ahead of the game. It just had to get you out there some more. It's unfortunate that they had to take your son. But yeah. What changes do you think need to be made in society to prevent gun violence?
Okay, well, we have a lot of organizations, nonprofits that's out there, working individually, competing against each other. I believe if we all come together as one in one building, as one whole, and work collectively, and if I'm unable to work with a young lady or man, I could send them next door to the next person. But it seemed like everybody wants to take a picture. Everybody wants to be seen on Facebook that they're doing anything, but you're not doing anything because the bias is still dropping.
Right. And you know, that's it's unfortunate, you know, just getting started with this platform, Peace Party People. There are other podcasts in this area, around this country, around this state, you know, competing
That's right.
to be the best. Here at Peace Party People, man, I would love to join forces with anybody else doing anything positive when it comes to our community, to our youth, about our music. So it's not about, you know, me trying to take over the podcasting platform. I know I got a long way to go, but if there's anybody out there listening, man, and y'all doing the same thing I'm doing, we talk about the community, we talk about our youth, we talking about hip hop, man, listen, get with me here at Peace Party People, man, get with me. And for the people out there with the programs for gun violence and violence period in our city, hey man, band together.
That's right.
You know, reach out and find out, let's make this event bigger than just one organization. Say you got 300 people at your event. She got 300 at hers. Hey, man, come together. And then you got 600, maybe plus more. But it's man, that thing there, that's another rabbit hole we're dive down there when it comes for our people to come together. So like you said, the bodies are still dry.
That's right.
So the effort is there, but if the people who ran these organizations would just, you know, the end result is that we're losing family members.
That's right.
And if we was to come together and, you know, the strength in numbers,
That's right.
you know,
Absolutely.
become louder.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. It's unfortunate. What advice would you offer others who have been affected by gun violence?
Self-care.
Self-care.
Yeah, self-care.
Okay.
Because speaking for myself, I ran from it for so long. And running from it caused more pain than facing it. When you, even though it sounds selfish,
Yes.
but actually it'll save your life. Because you can die from radiation, you can die from stress,
Stress is
causes. You can have a heart attack, you can have a stroke just by worrying about it. And I prayed that I didn't have any of that, and I didn't. I thank God for that.
good. Good.
So I suggest that they deal with self-care, find a counsel, someone that can someone that can counsel them and just help them. They can just talk to, or just go to a group.
Mm-hmm.
On Monday nights, Push for DADA has a 1 hour power.
Okay.
Sometimes it lasts 2 hours, sometimes it lasts 3.
Mm-hmm.
But you can come up there and you can just vent.
Okay.
But when you vent, you're venting to other people who understand your pain.
Right.
Even though their pain is not like my pain, we still have the same type of pain.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Where is that located at?
It's on Zoom.
It's on Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get that. You'll have that in the caption, and we'll let you give that information out as we wrap this thing up. But that's dope. That's dope. And it kind of answers my next question I had for you about you know, is there anything else that you would like that you would love to get out to the people dealing with grief? But that sums that up. But I know we also had a conversation about place of employment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, during your time of grief,
Yes.
you lost your mother.
I did.
Lost your mother. And that was another setback.
That's right.
Already dealing with losing your son. You're taking time off to get yourself together.
That's right.
While you're dealing with that, you also deal with other people's children at the juvenile detentions, and you got that going on. Then you lose mom.
That's 6 weeks later.
6 weeks later, and you reach out and let them know, hey, this is what I have going on in my world. I may need some more time off.
That's right.
And what was their response?
Well, we need workers. And we need workers mandatorily. So if you're on the schedule if you are employed here, then you need to be working.
Shame on you, City of Newport News.
Juvenile detention.
Juvenile detention. Shame on you. Shame on you. Man, having no grace. It's unbelievable. So what ended up happening?
The director, I talked to him and he can understand as well. So
He couldn't understand?
No, he couldn't understand.
Okay, so okay.
Because it was mandatory and he needed people there if I'm on payroll. So I got a nice letter in the mail to let me know that I was no longer needed if I couldn't come back to work. Because what I wanted to do was go back into intake. And just until I got myself together. And then I can be put back on the floor with 10 residents. But at that moment, my mind wasn't ready to be with 10 residents.
And that's understandable.
I just shouldn't focus on 101 in the moment. And he couldn't understand that. So I got a nice letter to tell me I was terminated.
Okay.
From the job.
Okay. So, with that, with the 2 devastating losses, here come a third loss. And we always say things happen for a reason. We don't know why. We're not supposed to question the Most High. I get it, but we human.
That's right.
And so we do.
That's right.
But in our conversations we've had over the weeks, whatever, when you let me know about that, it gave you a little strength to move on and push for DADA.
That's right.
And get this program started and get this thing going, and you had that time on your hand.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's what your calling was. He was already doing it in there with the resident.
Right.
Now I'm gonna need you out here on these streets.
That's right.
I'm gonna need you beating this pavement. And like I said, it's unfortunate that it had to be brought to your doorstep, but majority of the time that's how things come about, is brought to us and makes us move on it. Then
That's right.
because we define ourselves not being disobedient, but just not listening.
Right.
Yeah. So man, that's unfortunate. Afraid. Yes, I'm afraid, right, to get out there and do that. Now, I totally understand that. So losing your son, losing your mom, losing your job propelled you into being hands-on with the program, transforming life.
Transforming life is the
main one, and then you pulled out of that.
Yeah.
Was the
Push for
DADA.
Right.
Okay. What has Push for DADA done for the community? Where have y'all been in the community?
So I plan a trip for us to go to New York every year. We take a trip either in the summertime or Christmas time.
Okay.
And we go to New York and spend one day. We leave Friday night, we come back Saturday night, and just a one-day getaway just to relax, release, and just self-care. I did a march ever since my son passed. I've done a march, City of Hampton, and Mayor Gray and youth and young adults have really worked with me to help make those marches successful. Just do different programs, going out, feeding the homeless on my own and everything. Just keep pursuing. Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Okay.
Just keep pushing.
Don't like that. Keep pushing. Praying until something happens.
Praying until something happens.
I like that. That's what's up. here at Peace Party People, like I said earlier, you know, we want to tell the stories that make our culture shine. And unfortunately, sometimes this culture has some stains on it that doesn't allow it to shine. That's right. And it's unfortunate, but it's life. You learn and you grow from it.
Right.
Um, we had a conversation about music that the youth listen to. It's easier for the young people to get their hands on a gun than it is to go out here and get a job.
That's right.
Go somewhere and sit down and read a book or something. It's not there's not enough positive messages in these songs, and that's just my opinion. Yeah, I don't know everything, but that's my opinion.
Right.
But when we were growing up, definitely some positive messages, and had you feeling good about yourself, being a black man. I know when I heard Chuck D, and I know when I listened to Rakim and KRS One, it made me feel like, we could do this. So I asked you when we were younger, who were some of your favorite or your go-to artists as female, because everybody has their, I don't listen to him, I listen to her. Who were some of the artists that you can remember? Take us down that nostalgic memory lane of you listening to some of the hip hop.
Moni, what's it? Moni Love,
Only Love, indeed.
Michelle, Salt and Pepper, then Queen Latifah.
Yes.
Oh, I could go on and on. The hip hops.
Okay. Look, you done named the grip was like there already, so I know what it was, and I was like, oh man, go. I remember, seeing you when we were, growing up, and you had your hairdos, and you always kept your hair tight and all that good stuff, and we was very fashionable. Yeah, we were back in our era, and so
We represent.
we did represent.
Yeah,
Here in Virginia, we did represent. No matter what nobody said, we ain't had to be from New York. We ain't had to be from California. A lamp, it was right here in Virginia.
That's right.
And we gave it up just like they do in their city.
That's right.
So
Just like that.
that's it, man. So, I started this podcast to reach out to the people.
Yeah.
To restore the feeling of hip hop, to meet people and branch out, get stories out, and uplift movements. Another question I have for you, when we talk about the music, because this is a music platform, in today's society, in today's music, there's a lot of what they call drill rap, where the ops, and they always got ops after them or whatever the case may be, and they're finding themselves having the talent to make music, but they still got the other foot in the streets, and they still dealing with guns and killings and being very disrespectful to each other. And so that to me, like I said before, whatever hip hop is doing, the community is doing. And I believe that, again, that plays a part in the way our young men and women carry themselves when it comes to this music. You have to be aware what you are putting into your minds. You understand? The same way people talk about what we eat, it's the same thing what we listen to, what we watch, and everything now is so available to these young men and women that the music is like, it's a normal to listen to music now where it's just straight bias against each other, against women, in this. So me and Ben, I didn't know either young man, so I don't know what they were listening to, but I'm sure that music was heavy in their area.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate on it?
Well, I will say this. A lot of young people don't have the home life or a positive home life. And when you don't have a positive home life and the stability that you need,
Yes.
you seek for it in other directions.
Right.
And sometimes it's not always positive.
Right.
And when you do that, you gravitate to whatever life others. And one of the things that I noticed that music plays a big part in a lot of decisions, because a lot of young individuals who don't have that positive role model in their life, um, they go to movie stars, rappers, actors, and they try to be like them.
Yes, try to emulate. Yes.
And when they do that, what they fail to understand is that stuff they see on TV, those rappers go home, they don't even let their children watch their videos.
Yeah, they go to there's some of their kids go to private school.
Yeah. They don't let them kids watch those videos. They don't let those kids, they don't even wear most of those clothes, right? They do this for fame and fortune.
A check.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you got these young kids out here killing for Jordans, killing for new clothes that gonna kill somebody, take your chain off.
Killing for clout.
For clout. You know? So stop, they want to be like somebody and they don't really know how that person really is.
Right.
They only see an image.
That's right.
And they're trying to pretend to be an image of something that they have no idea what's behind closed doors.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And again, man, we had as we were growing up, we had violence in hip hop, and that wasn't what hip hop was about, but we had DJ Scholar Rock from the Boogie Down production crew, affiliated with KRS-One, and he was killed, out on the street, trying to break up a fight, and that's what moved KRS-One to move to the Stop the Violence movement. He, KRS-One, BDP, they came in with Criminal Minded.
That's right.
And that album cover, with the Uzi and the guns and things on the album cover, and then when his partner gets killed, it does something to him, and he switches, and he, for the better. So he comes out with the Stop the Violence movement, self-destruction, and that was another moment where it was like, man, he's absolutely right. We around here killing for shoes and jewelry and clout, and that was in what, 80, 87, 80. I do my homework on that. Don't quote me because my mind's all over the place, but I remember it. I remember that, and we're in 2025, and they're still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So the Stop the Violence is been, we've been screaming for that.
Yes.
We've been screaming for that. And the music industry, they don't care. It's about the money.
That's right.
They signing these young men and young ladies, and they don't care about what it does to affect your home, my home. Their home isn't affected, because the bottom line is that money. That's right, fame, that fortune. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but we just have to keep and just keep going.
That's right. Keep going.
Don't pick them up. Stop the violence.
Push.
And I was told, partner of mine that told me years ago, when you get a gun, you don't think twice.
You don't.
You don't think twice, because I got this on my hip. I got this. I'm ready. And there is
options are gone.
all options are gone, and there's no coming back for it.
No coming back.
Yeah.
When that trigger is pulled.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah. And now that you have graced us with your presence, I would love to be a part of Push for DADA.
Absolutely.
In any shape, form, or fashion that we here at Peace Party People can help get the word out. Any events, anything. I want to be a part of that, because I didn't get to meet the brother DADA, but I know his mom. And with that being said, I am a father of 3 young men, and so I would want good people around me if I had to deal with some tragedy like that and experience things like that. I think you surround yourself with positive people that want to move forward, want to get your story out. And so, I tell people all the time that chair is available. If you got something going on, you can call me up. Well, I need to get the word out. And we're going to get the word out. And we're going to push for DADA. And we're going to push for other mothers not to go through what you have to go through. And I know if there are mothers out there who have been through what Dr. Cherry Watson has been through, then you can relate. And if you are going through that and you haven't had the will to to be active, to reach out. I can't tell you when to get over it, but I know it would do a world of good if you find yourself self-care to get your message out, because you're not the only one going through it. There are a lot of mothers and fathers out here who have lost loved ones to gun violence. And so I would encourage you to get yourself together, reach out to people that can help you, because it's a struggle. I'm sure it's a struggle.
Yes, it is.
And Dr. Sherry, she's available. Her doors are open to listen, to guide you into finding ways to make this thing not go away, but better to deal with, because you're able to give back to people and help so the next parent doesn't have to go through what you're going through. It takes a strong person and an unselfish person to do that. And that's what you are.
Thank you.
That's what you are. So,
Big couple.
indeed, indeed. I know this has been tad bit different for what we say we want to do here, Peace Party People, with the hip hop, but this is something that the story moved me enough to say, okay, you know what? I don't want to be boxed in. I don't want to talk about that or this. I want to talk about stopping the violence in my community, and I would love to have my sister sitting up here just strictly talking about the music, the things we grew up on, but it's not about that. This is about getting her message out. Push for DADA, letting you guys know that there are places and people going through the same thing, that if you need them, you need to find a way to get in touch with them. And that's just what moved my spirit with this episode. And like I've said all the time, we gonna have fun up here. We gonna laugh. We might even share some tears up here. But it's all for the good. And if you rock with me in this episode, like, this ain't what I thought Mark was gonna be about, that's cool. Because there gonna be other episodes that you'll feel, but this is necessary. And I'll be doing this a bunch of times. So look, Peace Party People, man. People. That's what this thing is about. The people. So we gonna bring the peace and we gonna party. But Dr. Sherry Watson, it has been definitely an honor to sit here and listen to your story and get your story out there. And we here will continue to push for DADA.
Thank you.
We will continue. I will be in contact with you. You can, my line is open. If you got, like I said, you got anything going on and you want to get it out to people in our area and beyond, we gonna do what we could do. Eventually, we go be mobile one day. We gonna be able to be on site with you while you doing your thing. I'm gonna have a little booth set up in the corner somewhere. So that's what travel. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm looking to do big things with this thing, and this ain't I don't need a pat on my back.
Amen.
I just need people to just tune in and listen, and let's learn together. Let's grow together. And most important, let's love. Let's unite. Come on, man. Let's unite and get this thing out and save the youth. Save our youth, man. That young man is gone. He don't have opportunity to see his mom on this podcast. You did? Wow. Man, that's unbelievable. Unfortunately, but here we are today. Continuing to do what you do. You have my support.
Thank you.
And I'll be spreading the word about your program. I'll be spreading the word about Brother DADA.
Thank you.
And yeah, it was ooh, man, you were meant to do what you're doing now. Unfortunately, it had to happen the way it happened, but the Most High put you in a place so you can help save others, help comfort others. So, and I know you bring more than just a good word. I know you bring the word. I already know. So, man, that's so if you don't mind, let the people know where they can find you at on social media, where they could possibly get on the Zoom, anything you want them to know. This is your opportunity. look right in the camera and then let them know anything you want them to know about Push for DADA, where they can find you, your Instagram, your Facebook, whatever you have, sister.
On Facebook, you could reach me at Push for DADA. If you inbox me, I will give you the information, my number. I do not make that number public for a reason. But if you inbox me, I will give you the information that you need. There is a lot of resources out there. But if you're unable to find it, I will help you through. I will do whatever I can to assist you with making things a little better. Even though grieving does not end and everybody deals with it differently. But I will support you through it. We can cry together. We can laugh together. We can share together. Because to talk to someone who knows what you're going through, it helps. Because everybody don't want to hear your story over and over again. Everybody don't want to listen to your pain because they have their own life. And I get that. But when you have someone who knows exactly what you're going through, who feels your pain, then we can comfort each other. We can support each other. We can be there for each other. Late in the midnight hour, when we can't call on our so-called friends, we can call on each other. And we can work through this together. We can talk on the phone. We can pray through it. Because that's the only way I make it through is prayer. Prayer, I'm getting teary-eyed.
Take time. Take your time.
Prayer has really helped me get from day to day. Even though I walk around, I keep my maintenance up, my hair done, I'm hurting on the inside. I'm in pain. And sometimes I don't want to get out of bed. And I can hear my son ringing in my ear, Ma, get up, Ma, get up. He's encouraging me to get up.
Yes.
And that pushes me beyond my pain. And God gives me the strength to keep moving through it all. So I encourage you, if you need to reach out to me, please go on my website, on Facebook, Push for DADA, inbox me, and I will give you my number to reach out to me. Also, if you know anyone out there that's dealing with gun violence, anything, young individuals who's just ready to make a change, reach out to me, please. We have resources and we have people in place to help them get out the street, to help them get back into school, those who dropped out. And we want to be there for you. We want to help you through this. Don't pick them up, because when you pick those guns up, it obligates you to use it. All other choices has been thrown out the door. Only thing you're going to resort to is that gun. Decision making, choices, all of that has gone. So just don't pick them up. And when you don't pick them up and have them in your possession, you don't have to worry about that being an option. So I just want to thank Mr. Marcus for having me on your podcast. And I thank you for your support. It's very appreciative. It's very, very appreciative. You just don't understand that, sometimes I think that people, they overlook gun violence, other than the stuff they show on Facebook, the pictures they take, but it's much deeper than that. It's real. It's real.
It's real. Yeah. Man, that was powerful. I appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you.
Information with us. And to my party people, cool. Peace party people. It's about the people. It's about the community. This episode has been. It was necessary. It was necessary, and some moment where you realize that it's not always about the music. It's about the people, community, what's going on in the community. And unfortunate, my sister had to lose her son to get to this point. But I'm glad I was able to provide a platform for her to get her story out and looking forward to bigger and better things for Push, for Day and Dr. Sherry. And anything we can do to help, I'm here. So, in closing, like I always say, hip hop, whatever you're doing, the community is doing. So do it well. Peace, party people.